Hey, Real Talkers. Welcome to Real Talk After Dark.
After dark?
After Dark.
Wow. Okay.
Our first episode of Real Talk from a more comedic perspective, from a more laxadative perspective.
Just tell them not to take everything too serious. That's all.
That's right. I mean, we
That's
come
all.
to you. We ain't no history teachers.
No.
Our credentials is the passion that we have to deliver this message to you. But we are not here to teach you or to show you. We want you to join us on this journey. And sometimes this journey is hella funny.
Sometimes it's fucked up. Totally. Like all this bullshit. How does everyone stand all the bullshit? That illusion of inclusion that's on TV all the time. Aren't these shows just horrible? I mean, Cedric is no longer the entertainer. You know, he has been so washed out that I mean, Steve Harvey with Family Feud in Africa. Come on. People believing in Wakanda forever. You know, they got their little kids go around like little robots. And that's acceptable because it tells about a great black heritage. It's not my heritage. Well, they're always trying to remind you of who you are. Don't you ever wonder why they're always telling you who you are, yet always putting you down? Okay? We do everything. We affect everything in the world, and people still. And as far as these rappers, you know what I have to say about these rappers. The women rappers are on point. They are bringing it in way better. Way better. Talk from somebody from old school rap. The women got something to say. All these boys are nothing but punks. Punks. Deal.
That's Pop Smoke.
I know, Pop Smoke, he's puff. He's about a puff of smoke. That's how excited his little ass is. I mean, it's ridiculous.
So you saying
the images.
Lola Brooks is coming hard.
Yeah, Lola Brooks.
Don't play with it.
No, I don't play with it when it comes to her. I don't play with it when it comes with her either. I try to stay away from it.
No, just lay in it. Spend all day in it.
That I do. That I do. But no,
yeah.
It's crazy. You know, this going back to Ghana. You know, we were never in Ghana like that.
He said like that.
Like that. You know, we would never, when I grew up in the 60s, I know it was about that black power and it was about empowerment and, we're teaching you to empower yourself more, but this time with who you really are. Even then, nobody was talking about going to Ghana for anything.
That's true.
Even though, wait a minute. I stand corrected. Shaft did go to Africa, but that was the worst Shaft. That was the worst Shaft. Because he had no business in Africa. Okay? He had no business in Africa. And he knew it wasn't like New York. So it's crazy. It's crazy. People are walking around like zombies. It's like everyone has taken the wrong pill in the Matrix.
Yeah. And
they don't see the truth. I mean, the truth is so... I don't feel like Skolder and Mulder here, but, the truth is out there. The truth is always out there. I don't understand how people could just want to be dummied down. It's so many dummies now. And I know that, there are a lot of us, there are a lot of young black millionaires, and, that's because we've always been the type of people that exceeded more than just expectations. Because each one of those millionaires that I spoke about had to prove something to themselves first. No one else. And they weren't following everyone else. They used the media, they used the tools that were before them, and they excelled in them. We all can do that, you know, but so many of us are we locked on that dumb shit, you know. We locked on, you know, believing things that really are not true. You know, that's why our families, that's why our minds are so fucked up, because we're believing in shit. We should only believe in what we can prove, what we can see, what you can walk, what you can talk, what actually works. You know, we become, instead of producers, you know, we become consumers.
Big time.
Big time, all the time. You know, and it gets boring. I mean, this is the time of awakening. We have so many things we could take advantage of to bring ourselves up. There is no reason why you have to stay in a certain state of mind, body, or soul. You can change that. You know, I won't have to get deep on people and tell them, you know, about the 12 universal principles, but there are certain laws that everyone naturally follows. You know, it's that you, if you're conscious, you use those particular laws of nature, laws of the universe, to make your life better. You know, this is nothing but a bullshit game. You know, when I grew up, you couldn't sell anybody a bottle of water. Now you can sell the most plentiful thing on the planet, and you know what? A lot of the water is bad water.
But that's when they started fucking with the tap water, though.
Sure.
They started putting mercury,
sure,
fluoride, all in the tap.
All right, Marvin. Mercury in the seeds. Apartheid seeds. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is real talk after dark. I mean, this fiat currency, this money, the way people are not understanding money, it's not easy to do anything but fail. And even failing, you have to work at that. You have to continually do the same motherfucking thing that doesn't work over and over again, you know, and that's a fool. But you know, in this day and time, each one of us can change our lives. You know, you and I did, you know, we come from the same streets that a lot of other people do, you know. This has been a journey not only with identifying who I am on this planet, but who I am spiritually, you know. Religion, or following a set religion, for me, is like having a physical crutch, something that you need to physically identify with. Well, you know, there are things on so many levels that you can't see. So how do you know, hold on to something, especially something on this planet, when we know everything has its season, everything has its time. You know, this construct of time, where people don't realize that, you know, we're human resources. I don't care what kind of job, whatever you're doing, you can put something aside. You can raise your vibration, raise your level. You can associate with the people that are doing the things that you want to do. If you want to vibe a certain way, you have to put yourself up in that vibration. But see, all of this is hard to do if you don't fundamentally know who the fuck you are. Our people don't, so many of our people don't know who the fuck they are. And it drives me crazy, because they look like a bunch of zombies. You know, they look like they're part alive and part dead, you know. And then I see, you know, society, I see the commercialism of our image, you know. And then when it comes to us, we're taking selfies with somebody else's face every time, because we're trying to be something that we're not, instead of cultivating and creating who we are out of what we are, you know. And it seems like everybody else has gotten a pass legally now. Gays, retards, the handicapped. I mean, there's a cause for everything. There's a fucking cause for everything. Everybody should be looked at, and they're right. They should have the right to be as dysfunctional as they want to be. That's insane. You know, knowing who I am creates a inner balance. You know, I have certain type of shoes that I have to fit in. You know, I have a long legacy and an ancestry that I have to continue this oral culture as to who we are. And especially, this is our land. I don't know why we don't want to grasp that. Why so many of us want to believe in a politics, a political situation that will never be of any value. It's so stupid. You vote your rights away every day. Every day you give your power to someone else. Yet I bet so many of you all will go see The Little Mermaid and everything like that, you know, when you should be dealing with the present.
The
present.
Wait a minute. Who's going to see The Little Mermaid?
You know, all these people with crumb snatchers and rugrats, they're going to go see The Mermaid.
Shit. They just did a colored Little Mermaid.
Yes, they just now did a little color. But hey, she should be indigenous. They don't say where she came from. If she was really a mermaid, she'd be a certain type of mermaid.
Well, peep this. I thought it was coincidental because you know Chloe and Hailey. You know they're indigenous.
Yes,
to this
of
land.
course.
You know, and you know this is Atlantis. And they made her a water creature.
You know, I was talking with the Isley brothers the other day about Atlantis. And you know,
Atlantis. I'm telling you, it's something to that.
Well, this is not only Atlantis, but this is the Garden of Eden, so to speak. This is paradise. We have a beautiful country from shore to shore, from coast to coast. It's as diverse as our tribes are.
Can you
Really?
go get us some more water while I talk to the people?
Talk to the people. People, she's going to talk to you while I've been given a volunteer to do job. Okay.
People, I just want you to see that we love you and we take time out of our evenings, out of our day, when we can, to talk to you and to tell you exactly the real deal. This is real talk. This is really what's going on. It's a bunch of bullshit in this world. That's it.
And we just want you to identify with who you are so you can become stronger, better, more loving, more fulfilled in your life, because as it is right now, hey, a lot of you are looking more than shaky.
A little shaky.
That's all I have to say. More of you all are looking pretty shaky.
Thank you, honey.
Okay.
Any closing statements? You know, any armor you can give our people going back out into this world once they click off of the video?
Well, once you click off the video, stop looking toward Ancestry.com or any ancestry service to tell you who you are. That is so stupid. You can pay me and I can be a better judge and tell you exactly where you come from, and it won't be any percents, okay? Really, you can't do that. You have to talk to your people. Where your people are from is where you're from. Where we're all from, who we're talking to, a lot of you all now, this is your motherland. This is what the indigenous NIIJI, the American Indian today, looks like. This is what we are, you know, and we're tired. I know I'm tired. I'm tired of all the bullshit lying narratives that are being taught in the schools, that are being taught to everyone.
The narratives in the schools, some schools, they got kids pretending like they slaves, honey. You know, writing comments under slave pictures, talking about get that money.
Mm-hmm.
What? Did you say?
Well, I wonder how my cup became so dry. You asked me to go get you some water, and then I come back and my cup is like the desert. It is like bone dry. I'm sucking on air, and then I get your cup. The point is It's like we always say.
Okay.
We are who we are, and we're just trying to help people navigate through the system more, to join us, all of us on this journey of rediscovering who we are and how to live in this modern world, how to survive. We haven't been living as well as a lot of our past generations, but we can make up for that. Why is it that our past generations have done so much better with less than we are now? We've become lazy mentally. We no longer are depending on ourselves for employment, for answers, for justice, for love, for anything. We're now consuming whatever this world has to give us. And I don't know if you notice it or not, but most of what the world is doing is recycled from us anyway. They just put their name on it. That's all. And we're living somebody else's story when it's actually ours. That's what I'm tired of. I stand up every day. I know how hard it is. Yeah. I know what it takes to make it. I've done a lot of things out here. But the point is that I've never given up. And I've always, depended on myself. And once I told you, once I found out who I really was, that, hey, I took off like a rocket. I mean, because I knew what was holding me back. I realized why in the past so many things didn't work for me, because I really didn't understand the workings of things. I didn't realize. I didn't understand I was miseducated. I didn't realize that I was trying to work in a system that was against me. I was trying to be a part and be the best of that I could be. And all that was going to give me was fat, high blood pressure, heart attack, unhappiness, and I didn't want any of that. I want to have a good life. I want to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I found that through identity and also by, having a purpose. Of course, my purpose is to take care of my family, but I also have a greater purpose, one that comes from my heart, that comes from my soul, that comes from my ancestors. And that is, we have to identify with who we are. We already know these narratives are bullshit. There's no glory, there's no power, there's nothing to be had except maybe friendship with Africa, because they too are a darker melanated people. But there are melanated people under the solar sun everywhere. But what we all have in common is that we exclusively have our own cultures, our own way that we look at things, the things that we enjoy. Now we enjoy what everybody else in the world enjoys. And that's ridiculous, because you lose your identity. I never want to lose who I am. That's important. That helps me be sovereign. That helps me navigate. And I never give up. I want to live. We used to live way past our hundreds. I want to live a long, long time. And I realized that you can't have good gut health and make good gut decisions if your gut health is bad. Plain and simple. If your inner temple is not straight, then your outer won't. You have to be able to under, inner, and overstand. But you have to understand that there are those levels that exist there. Everything isn't black and white. Black and white is a color in a crayon box. There is so much beauty to nature. There's so much beauty to the universe. There's so much beauty in the way that each of us create every day. Look at our music. Look at our art. If we affect everything in the entire world, including fashion, everything, then we must be real special. And this is the only country that tells us every day, in some kind of way, that you're African American and black. And Barack Obama, he's a bigger and a better African American. He's more African American than you. Elon Musk, he's more African American than you and I and who we're talking to, because it has to be the homeland in which you were born. They don't have a story of them being stolen and taken over here. And we shouldn't listen to a story of us being taken from over there. You know, we learn from every generation. A lot of the opportunities that we have now, they didn't have in the past, you know, but they weren't affected as much by media. You know, this media, this compulsory education, you know, this forcing everybody into this cube, you know, but we can break out of that cube. We can. We can break out of it with solidarity, with each one teaching one, sharing our ideals, sharing our love, helping each other in business, creating opportunities for each other. That's how we work.
That's right.
You know, call it networking, call it what you want. We have to be more sovereign, and we have to love each other more. We don't love each other. You couldn't possibly love yourself calling yourself something that you're not. You know, that can be proven if you really want the truth.
Well, this has been Real Talk After Dark. The truth. The nitty gritty.
The truth, and like you told the people before, you know, for those of us who are awakened to this, not those who are woke, because those of you all who consider yourself woke, go back to sleep, take a nap, you've been up too long. We want you to awaken to new ideas, to new ways of living, to the old ways that allowed our people to manifest, to grow, to overcome whatever diversity. Because the way we're thinking right now, we can't do anything but follow the wave. You know what happens when you follow the wave.
Riding with the wave to get you killed quick.
That's right. I want to live forever, as long as I can.
I am. Let's start today. I am going to live.
I am going to live. I'm so glad you just said I am somebody, because that somebody shit doesn't count. Yeah, I'm somebody.
But we start with affirmating.
That's
I am.
right.
Not I wanna.
That's right.
But I am.
That's right. If you want certain things,
You have to say I am.
you have to speak
I
them
will
into
have it.
existence.
Not I wanna have it. I will have it. You're moving towards having
Oh, you
it.
could be like Mama D. I deserve.
I deserve.
So yeah. So